if there's anyone in this match at the moment who is looking like he's just trying to play himself back into the final, it's Judd.
I was very impressed there in that frame. Sometimes balls just go really awkward and there's not much you can do with it. And he couldn't land on a pink or black early on. And Judd basically just grabbed that frame by the scruff of the neck. He takes a pink in the yellow pocket here. It's more about the attitude than anything else. I'm just going to take this and screw back onto the red. And, I mean, it's a fantastic pot. I mean, he's been playing safe for I don't know how long, and in the middle of the frames, it's been awkward and bitty. He just got down and smacked that in, and there was some great pots. And the safety shot he played later on, it was fantastic to get Neil in trouble. So he really grabbed hold of that frame.
I mean, he didn't win the frame from it, obviously, but, yeah, it was the attitude, as John says.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, at least he's trying to impose himself on the match.
Yeah, and trying to make something happen. And and that could be the springboard to the match lighting up, because it's alarm bells a little bit for Neil Robertson now, so you expect him to respond. He won't go out sort of like a damp squib.
No, absolutely not. I mean, as I say, there wasn't much between the two players today, but Neil's sort of gone a little bit slower in it. As I say, he's just trying to get the win. I don't blame him the slightest, but Judd showed a really good attitude there. I thought that was how to grab a frame and make sure you won it.
And look at the two of them, the competitors. The mental strength is going to be so important now, Steve.
Yes, it is. And both of them are well capable in that department. Neil Robertson, hopefully, will come out and respond. But you never know, because Judd is obviously capable of just wiping the floor with anybody. In its own way, even though it's not been fireworks snooker, still fascinating. Always is.
Absolutely. Always is. And tense.
Pretty good break-off shot there from Neil. If that red was away from the black, the one to the right of it, he'd maybe have a go at this long pot into the right corner, but no value in even contemplating that one. No easy safety shot, so he tried to just roll it in, and then he would have taken a ball colour. Now a bit of a problem to run away up the table. You can leave that red that's near the left corner. That's why he's removing it, playing the safety shot off it. Quite an attacking safety shot, and a pretty good one at that. Certainly opened the reds up. There's no easy safety shot. So he may be forced into having a go at this. It's quite tight, as you can see. I think he's going to leave this red. I thought for a moment there he was going to get away with it, but the reason there was so much pace on the cue ball, when he screwed back, he caught the other red and it sent it spinning up the table. They're all big frames, but this is a huge frame for the Australian here. If he was to fall 9-7 behind, he'd have to win all 3 remaining frames. But he's got an early good chance here.
1.
He's got to try and somehow pick up the pace as well, play more of his natural game.
Seven. 8.
Just a little bit congested around the black spot area. It's not going to be easy to negotiate moving the reds that are in the way, that are blocking the black being potted. He's looking there, leaving the cue ball close to the black cushion. The red is to the left of the black, nearest the cushion. And in the end, because everything was so congested, he just tried to make something happen, try to open things up.
13.
Played it pretty well. It's what you're looking to do when you play that shot. The contact ball, hit it thick, keep that cue ball in the middle of the table. But he's not affected anything around the black. Not sure if the black pots to the right corner. Doesn't look like it from that view. Well, obviously it does.
14.
And that is a bonus. And there you see, what a gap. Just checking there if the black was actually bang on its spot, because obviously that determines whether it's going to pot again to the right corner. That was not as played.
$21.
See, it wasn't on its spot. Now it doesn't pot.
$22.
Well, he certainly didn't play for the green, that's for sure. Just over hit that one. Quite a way to travel here with the cue ball. Should be okay though. Does play that shot rather well.
24.
Wants to get that pink back up onto its spot, but
25.
he's overhit it. And is he on the green this time? The green will have to go onto the pink spot. It's the highest available. Now he can stay on the green if he wishes for a few shots. He's got the blue there, but he won't be scoring as many if he starts taking the greens.
29.
Very unusual position to see a player in and around the pink spot area, but he's potting reds and greens.
$32. $33.
And there's the break, and that's
36. 37.
very unusual to see this many greens potted in a break. Just means he's got to pot a few more balls to get to the winning
40.
line to level things up.
He needed
41.
this though, didn't he, Neil Robertson, to get a bit of rhythm back. A break like this with lots of easy pots. Maybe we're going to see
44.
the best snooker of this final at the very end.
Delicate little shot here will get him on the black.
45.
Yeah, it could turn out to be quite a dramatic final this, and both players have found their rhythm again.
$52. $53.
The black will leave Judd needing a snooker.
$60. 61.
How you can concentrate on possibly is going to be very difficult, but could create that little bit of snooker history we've talked about. This would be his 13th century break in this year's UK Championship. As I mentioned before, Stephen Hendry, Ronnie
64.
O'Sullivan, both mid-12.
65. $72. 73.
Yeah, it's much more like it from the Australian. He's very grateful to being left that easy red by Judd Trump to start this break off, and
80.
as I said, he
81.
really needed this, you feel, just to give him that jolt of adrenaline to get this final going again.
88.
Just a bit of an unusual clearance with the green being on the pink spot.
90.
Means he quite a way to travel as he has to get to the brown.
$93.
And
97.
this is a little bit of snooker history. This blue for his 13th
102.
century break in this year's UK Championship. And a record, another record nicked off you, Stephen.
All right, Dennis.
It's not fair, is it? I think you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, it's magnificent. And who knows, maybe there's another one or two to come. Maybe this will inspire Judd Trump.
108.
Magnificent break from Neil Robertson. Brilliant. Just what he needed in this
115
final.
in the frame.
It looked like his game was
Neil
getting a little
Robertson.
bit stale. A magnificent century levels the match again at 8 frames each.
Yes, and we're so glad you're sticking around for this final, because you've just witnessed a little bit of snooker history, as Dennis said there. Most centuries in a single UK championship. There you are, Neil Robertson going past Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan as well. 13 centuries. But John, in the context of the match as well, that is, as Stephen says, absolutely massive.
A tremendous response. I mean, two great champions. I mean, it's gone very awkward, gone attritional. The last frame, I thought Judd Trump was brilliant the way he went after it, but that was a magnificent break. OK, he gets left the first red, but to make the clearance from there under the circumstances, that's just world class.
And history made, Steve.
Yeah, fantastic performance. I mean, the break building stats going through the roof, seems like year on year. Probably more 50 breaks, more frame winning breaks made. But this guy and Judd obviously exceptional at making that. And I think, as was mentioned, their strike rate has now just about taken over from Ronnie O'Sullivan's per how many centuries per frame. So it's just over 10. And those two players and Ronnie O'Sullivan are all in the 10 frames every